którym to jest miejscu? Nie wiem jak... Przy Myśli, dobrze. Dobra, sobie zadzwonię jak będę tam szedł, no. Na razie, cześć, pa.
Okay.
We get the sound and pictures in a minute. I'll give you 3, 2, 1, and then Joe will.
Yeah, okay.
Old school, but it can. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you very much for the chance to talk to you. First question: what do you think peace wants to achieve, and what do you think the government will do next?
It's very difficult to say what peace wants to achieve. I don't have a crystal ball to make some. But basically, I think the closest thing that they are going to do is to connect the Ministry of Justice with the public prosecutor, which is of course very dangerous, and even the way they speak about it is very dangerous. They say that the prosecutor shouldn't be independent. That if the prosecutor does, the public prosecution is not under the government, then you know the government doesn't have the power to work in the prosecution, to influence. So, you know, even the way how they are speaking about that is very dangerous, and of course if it happens, then...
When you look at peace, you don't think that there is a democratic mandate for what they are doing? They were elected two or 3 months ago.
Yeah, for sure they were elected by people. They have the democratic mandate to change the country, to change the law, to realize what they promises they made to people, yeah. But of course, they have not a strong mandate for breaking the law, for proceeding against the law, for breaking the constitution, for breaking the procedures, democratic procedures, the good practices. I think that. Of course, many of people who elected them are happy about what they are doing, but there are also a lot of who say, okay, we agreed for the program, but we didn't agree for breaking the law for the way they are doing all these things.
Okay. Do you have the sometimes have the sense that COD is a collection of those who lost in the election? You know, it's like sometimes the impression is that you look like people that lost and are now looking to, I don't know, make amends for that.
Yeah, first of all, we are not all people who lost in last elections, because there are in court also people who voted for peace and who supported them, and but now they say we don't accept the way the government or the parliament majority works. We also we probably lost. Many of us lost in the elections, but we didn't lost anything in our lives. We were not prime ministers or prime minister or president. We were just people who care about the country. We were people who voted for one of the parties, or for many of the parties, but everyone, of course, for one of the parties.
Yeah.
But in the democracy, it's normal that you don't, you can't even, you can't always win. Not always the party you vote for wins.
Do you have many people in peace in COD? Are there some people that have moved over?
I don't know about people who are in peace and are in COD. Yeah, I know about people who supported peace, and now they say that they don't like it, and they say that that peace is going too far, and then they don't like the way of proceeding, the way of speaking with parliament, the way of creating the law, and
in relation to the European Union, what do you expect the European Union to do? What would you like the European Union to do? What would be your...
I believe that European Union will not make any restrictions for the moment, will not punish all the society, all the nation because of just the government. Of course, the government represents us, but I believe at the beginning we could speak with the same message from inside that from outside. We as Poles, many of Poles who voted in the referendum about the European Union, we want to be Europeans. We support. We believe in European values. We want to be a part of the community, a real part of the community, not just people who take the money and go for their life. We would like to strengthen the community, but we have no idea. There is no legal way for the moment to change the government or so we want to make pressure for the government. We want to give a clear message. We want you to execute the agreements, to support what do you promise, what we always Poles promise to do. And I would like that the European Union said the same. That you sign the agreements, you have to respect them and not to break everything. And of course, we believe also that the European Union could give us many advices and support in finding the way to go out of the situation, because we are already in a situation that is very difficult. It's not well described by the law, and there is no good, simple way out.
Are there concrete measures which the European Union could do? Things that they could do, sanctions, for example, or I don't know, reducing the role of Poland's voting power in the European Council or the Commission, or what could happen?
I'm not sure about what the Union will do. I believe they won't start with strong mechanisms, sanctions, or stopping, not letting us to vote. But I believe that for the moment, if there is a really loud and clear message from all the sides that the government or the people making decisions in Poland will have some reflection and try to change the way of proceeding.
What about the United States? What would you want them to do? Is there something that they could do, or NATO could do, or other external players?
Everyone can help in creating the clear message. Because there are many people who say, okay, what's wrong? You can go to the streets, you can demonstrate, you can tell what you think, you have some private media. So there are many people in prisons closed for political reasons. So what's going on? Why do you protest? There is democracy. But we have to explain that democracy probably is not finally demolished. It's not finally demolished, but has lost many security mechanisms because in democracy we have the majority, we have but we have many minorities, and we have to balance between that. We have that each kind of power checks other kind. The Constitutional Court checks the government, checks the minority, and so on.
Do you think that this is anti-democratic? The government is anti-democratic. Do you think their intention is to create some kind of dictatorship, some kind of authoritarian government? Or
I don't like to talk about peace, because it's a party which has its program. Every party is trying to get the most possible power. So I like to speak about the people who are in important places in the institutions in the state. So they are proceeding the way that the democracy is going weaker and weaker, because they're just dismounting the basic security systems. They proceed like they believe that the winner takes all. So the majority, which has the party who has the majority in the parliament, but they had 18% of votes in the elections. They try to dictate every other people how to live, how to think, how to work. So they are trying to establish some kind of the dictate of majority, and this is usually the first step to just a dictatorship.
What about Kaczynski? What do you think his intentions are?
I don't know.
Personally,
I don't know. I'm not thinking about his intentions. Yeah.
have you talked to him?
No.
Is he interested in dialogue?
No, he did not. He's not interested. I think I invited all the politicians to talk, to speak, to meet, and there came people from all the opposition parties, but no one from the peace party.
Why do you think that is?
They see us as their enemy. They see that probably the result of what we are doing, they will have a much more difficult life because they will have to probably to respect the procedures, to respect the law, and they will have many occasions to be asked about why are you breaking the rules, why are you proceeding this way, this is not democratic, this is not fair, you shouldn't do this. So
What was your politics before you started COD? Where were you affiliated to a party?
no.
What was your connection to politics? National politics. Did you have one?
I didn't. I was not very active in politics. I was. I would say I was actively watching, actively sometimes commenting, but I was never active inside of the politics.
Why did you? What was it that started you on this course now? Why did you? Because everything very quickly.
I would say
happened
by
very
mistake almost. There was an article on the internet who wrote Krzysztof Woźnicki, where he, in very short words, he said the title was "We have to create code," and he described how it should work in some using some parallels or some differentiating also with core, which was in the 17th. Created by Kuron and Michnik and many other people, and someone passed me this article on Facebook. I said, okay, well, so what? So do something with that. So I spoke with a few people and I shared it on my Facebook, and then people started to like it, to share it again. So I said, maybe I should do something with that. I created a group. And it blown up. After 3 days, there were more than 30,000 people in that group. So we had, in the meantime, to establish some organization. We had a group of administrators. We have some group who was working about the organizational structures in the real world. We had after 3 days, we had the structure of regional coordinators in the whole country, in biggest cities, they were collecting people from those cities. We didn't plan anything.
Where do most of these people come from? Are they natural opponents of peace, for example, Platforma, or where do they come from?
No, they are from all the sides of the political scene, I would say. There are people who voted for the left side parties. There were people voting for Platforma. There were people voting for Nowoczesna. There are people also that voted for peace. There are many people who didn't vote at all, and now say, okay, mea culpa, we have to change it.
What would you like to see COD become? Does it stay a protest movement, or would you like to institutionalize it in some way?
The institutionalization is on the way. We have created an association, and it's in the way of registering. But we are not on a protest organization. We are creating structures for some educational activity, for for some documentation activity. So of course we have to react. We have to give some clear message about what's going on around us and what we think of that. But we also are trying to work about to create to strengthen the civic society, to educate us, all of us, in a public discussion about the most important values, about the freedom, about the democracy, about the law, about the system of the state.
What about running for an election? Are you interested
No,
in electoral politics?
No, never. We are not going to be a party. We are not trying to. We are not even trying to be connected with any party because we are a movement of citizens, not of politicians. Citizens should cooperate very close with politicians but we have to clarify the relationship that citizens are employers. And politicians are employed by them just seasonal workers to realize some projects, to do some good job, and then there come others and have their projects to realize.
What would be the definition of success? When you would stop? When would COD be successful? You would just finish?
Probably this kind of organization doesn't have to stop. In very developed countries, democratic countries, there are citizen organizations who support the discussion, the public discussions, who care about the values, who care about the symbols, about about the social community, I would say, to support the feeling of the community, that about the people who are somewhere on the margins, about trying to make some stronger relations inside the community. But of course, for the moment, we would like to establish a really strong organization to make big pressure on the government, on the people who have the power to change their way of proceeding, to start to respect the law, to stop to dismount the democratic system.
If, for example, the government changed its approach to the media law, to the constitutional tribunal, to other things, would that mean that you would stop demonstrating? I mean, what would be the reasons for?
Yeah, okay. Of course, if they would introduce the law that would give us back all the mechanisms they destroyed for the moment, we probably would stop to protest. Because you protest when something wrong is going on. If it's going well, if it's going in a good direction, the proper direction, we don't have to protest. We can support it. Yeah?
Do you have a compromise position though? If they say, okay, we've gone as far as we want to go, with you, COD is prepared to accept that position, or do you want them to go all the way back to where they started?
We are not fighting with the party. We are not fighting with the people of the party. We are just taking care about the state, about the law. So if they start to respect the law, so they have the right to change the country on the way they would like to. Of course, we don't like it, but this is they won the elections, yeah. So they have the right to change the country. We won't fight with when they will realize the ideas, the promises, respecting the law.
Have you haven't spoken to government officials though? I mean, about specific conditions.
No, we didn't speak it. No, we speak very clearly about where we see the problems, what they are, what we think about the exact situations, about the media law, the constitutional court law, the public prosecution, the invigilation, the civil service, all these things is even difficult to mention so quick, because there are many issues, I should say. but no, we couldn't give any statements. If you do this, we will do this. Yeah? If they would start to talk with us, if the talk starts, it's possible that we come to some understanding and find some solutions. If we don't start to talk, it doesn't make big sense to give any conditions, because to whom? If they don't speak with you,
Does the government take you seriously, do you think, so far?
I think they take us very seriously, but seriously in this way that they are trying to discredit us, and they are not. For the moment, they don't speak with us. But I believe this will change. For the whole campaign, they promised all the time that they are going to listen to people. So we believe that if there are many people, they are going to listen to us.
Is there a danger of COD losing steam, losing impetus within 6 months or something like that?
It's always possible. It's normal that if you work very spontaneously, sometimes after some time you get tired. So this is why we are working very hard on establishing effective structures to make our work more professionalized, to become more effective and much better communicated. To be very okay. The good organization helps a lot, of course, in this in keeping the power. Yeah?
Can I ask you a question about what you think peace, or peace, let's say generally, its agenda, vision of Poland is? What do you think they want to?
I think
what kind of country do you think they want to
they
become?
don't know that because they have some ideas like small islands. Something about Smolensk, something about the constitutional court, something about 500 zloty per child, but all this doesn't make a picture. These are just some puzzles disconnected. And,
what's your fear? What do you think that they may, Kaczynski may, for example, be looking?
I think they don't have a really plain picture. I don't think that they have a good idea about where they are going to go. They talk about the direction. They talk about we should do something that people were more happy. That people who are weak were stronger. That those thieves went out. That we give some monuments important for our ideas. But there is not a complex view of all the country. I think.
Is there not a sense that sometimes the Western media, when they cover Poland, they tend to look at peace as being exclusively negative, and peace had 40% in the election. There is maybe another Poland that the Western media, for example, doesn't follow. We don't understand, we don't talk to them, they don't speak foreign languages. Is there a sense that maybe those people are not being represented by COD? COD is for international people who speak foreign languages, maybe more affluent people.
Yeah, for sure, there are some social differences between the people that support peace and the people that don't support peace. But I think these are the differences which we'll have to try to cover, because you can't create a civic society working just on one side. From the definition, it should connect all the people, all the nations. So we have to create a message that will be clear not only for people like we are at the beginning, but for all the people, for all different people, for just to be very to be on the way of creating the civic society. You need to speak with everyone.
But when you speak, for example, to people who voted for peace, who believe, for example, in this 500 zlotys policy for each for big families, for example, and redistribution of wealth, taxing the banks, that kind of thing. When you speak to them, are they sympathetic to COD? Are they sympathetic to the idea of democracy rather than economic change?
I had two close, close people on Facebook, which I was often speaking about the politics. They were supported very clear Andrzej Duda and then peace, and I was rather not supporting peace, I would say. We were discussing a lot, and after the elections, they didn't speak a lot, and after we had our first march on the 12th December, both of them wrote to me on Facebook, congratulations, that was really a good job, because we believe that they went too far, they should stop a bit. So I think people who supported peace were looking for some kind of community, because the lack of the social community is not the question of last 2 months. Yeah, it's a question that came from last 26 years. We were not creating the community in Poland. We were focused on some economical success, on personal success, and we forgot about all the social area, about the values that are important for everyone, about building the civic society. So they found some kind of community around peace. Yeah, they had the feeling that there are people with whom they can cooperate, who care about the same things, and now some of them see that maybe the community was not built on the values that they really care about.
Would you say that you personally have a kind of left of centre view of the world?
It's very difficult to say, because it depends on many. If we talk about some social area, I could be probably a bit more left. But if we talk about the economy, I could be a bit more right. So. Of course, I would like to say that I'm in the health center.
Because there is no left in Poland, is there? The left lost the government, lost the election,
they lost everything.
It looks to me from the outside as if peace somehow took some of the language from the left and manipulated it.
There are also additional areas. I think that the very right side supported very strong the very left side on those elections, just to make the left divided. And finally, no one of them came into parliament. So this was also some kind of strategy from the very right. But it's very difficult to speak about myself. I think I'm a man of action, I would say. I usually think if there is a question, I am trying to find an answer. If there is something to do, I'm trying to do. I don't often sit and say, okay, let's think, who am I?
How do you finance COD? How is it? Where does
at the beginning, we started with no money at all. When we had first pickets or manifestations, just people collected the money and said, okay, here's 10 zloty, okay, we have 150 zloty, we can print some flags. Yeah? Of course, we had, there were between us people who, for example, had a printer house, so they could do it very cheap. But this was this kind. After that, we made some crowdfunding on the internet, and we collected some money, which helped us to finance next demonstrations. And we still have some money from that, and we still are proceeding with the crowdfunding.
Can you say how much?
For the first, at the beginning it was going very fast, and it was, I think, in about 2 weeks, about 160,000 zlotys. Then we stopped to promote it. We just, when someone asked very hardly, then we said, okay, it's there, because we had a lot of money. We wanted to collect more. We were not sure about how we are going to spend, about all the procedures. Now we spent about half of that for the moment, and we are collecting next money because we are preparing big events and we are establishing the structures, and we need to, even to finance when someone comes to our coordinators meeting. We can expect them to, they are doing everything as volunteers, but if they traveled across all the Poland, we should pay them for the ticket, for example, yeah? for the hotel if they stay there, for some food probably.
What's your plans for the future? What will happen next? Are there demonstrations planned for the next?
Yeah, we are going to have demonstrations on 23rd of January. There will be probably a big march in Warsaw, also in many other cities. We believe that more cities than recently. We are trying to establish the structures this way that they could work in many places. Last Saturday, when we had the meeting of regional coordinators in Łódź, all of them were in Łódź, and we had many demonstrations in the whole Poland. So it showed that someone said, we have a battle, but all the generals are here. So this shows that we are quite good in the organization. We already learned a lot, but we are still learning and getting stronger in the organization.
The demonstration on the 23rd is Saturday next week.
Yeah.
What is that about? What is that against?
As we tried to mention all the issues, it was very difficult. So if we would like to make a demonstration for each issue, we should stay at the street all the time, probably.
So it's a mixture.
So we are going to mix all that and to speak about all the problems, to show that democracy is in danger, because all the elements, so many elements are broken, so many problems are there, and that they have.
Do you get the sense that there are some people within COD who are opportunistic? Like, for example,
for sure they are. Yeah, sure.
Schetina was also.
Yeah. It is absolutely sure. If there are tens of thousands of people, and there is only one Dalai Lama in the world, there are people who are for sure really engaged, who are very honest, who try to do all their best. But even those people always have some expectations. Some people have much bigger expectations than others. Some have bigger expectations than their possibilities to work. This is absolutely normal.
Are you sometimes, when you read the Western press, for example, the English language press?
Unfortunately, I don't have time to read any press just now. I get some messages from people who monitor it for us, but
they're very, very sympathetic to COD, and generally very critical of the government. But is there not sometimes a sense that his kind of anti-peace or anti-government hysteria is maybe too strong?
We are trying to be not anti-peace and not anti-government. I think it's really, really important, because that we like to create a civic society, and we have to do it with the people who voted for peace, who support the government. So we cannot. We have to build our organization around the values, around the clear, important values that everyone could come to us, not only people who think exactly like we do.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Quick, really.
Was it quick? Was that quick?
Yeah, this is okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you.
You gave a good speech.
30 minutes. That was the.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's what we said. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you staying? Going?
No, I'm just leaving.
Ah, okay.
Okay, tak. Znaczy, dobra, za chwilę. Z nimi się żegnam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coś zamawiać?
Nie, zaraz zapłacę, tak.
you-
Thanks a lot.
you thank you.
Okay. Tak, mam ubranie.
Shall I turn that?
Shots
See
of
you.
you,
Bye-bye. Good luck.
some shots of you asking questions.
Aha, okay.